Hello, I'm Lynn Dimer and I've been working with the National Heart Foundation now for 16 years. Why have I stayed there so long? Because I really have a passion and I'm committed to making a difference with my people in understanding their heart health journey. We've produced a series of video clips that will help you understand about the heart and heart disease. We hope that this will help you better look after yourself, your family and your community.
So the doctors in the hospital will tell you that you're allowed 1.5 litres a day of fluid, which is equal to 2 of these bottles and then 1 cup of tea. Now what we've done in the hospital is, and I encourage my patients to go home with, is to have 1 bottle in the morning from midnight to midday, and then the next they're allowed 1 from midday to midnight. It means that they can walk around carrying their bottle and just have sips when they want. They don't have to try and measure it or count it or try and remember how much fluid they've had. If they want to have a little bit of half a can of Coke, then they pour out some of the water and then have their half a can of Coke. It doesn't mean that they can't have other drinks. If they want to have a little bit of orange juice, then they have to pour a little bit of the water out. And it helps them manage and keep track of how much fluid you've got, and you've got a more successful way of managing and keeping track of your fluids. So we want to not eat products which are high in salt. So eating things like potato chips, which are high in salt, that's going to make your mouth dry. You're going to want to drink more fluids. Some breakfast cereals, you'd probably having breakfast cereals which require a lot of fluid, for example Weet-Bix. Even though it's a perfect breakfast cereal for everybody else, particularly diabetics, but not so good if you're on a fluid restriction, because it requires probably 200 or 300 mils of fluid to make the Weet-Bix edible. So maybe moving on to something like eggs, scrambled eggs for breakfast, which don't require a lot of liquid. The other thing is we need to control our blood sugars to the best we can. If your sugar levels are high, your body's natural response is to make you thirsty, because your body wants to then make you drink more fluid, so you'll start washing out more of the sugar crystals, sugar out of your body. So we want to try and keep your sugar levels as close to the best that you can make them, as close to normal as you can, so therefore you don't get that thirst from having the high sugars. So your GP and the doctors, their job is to try and get some of the fluid out of your body, and the way they get it out is through urine. So what they're going to do is they're going to put you on some water tablets, and it's going to be important that you keep taking those tablets. The water tablets, we normally take them in the morning and maybe 1 at lunchtime. We tend not to take them at night time, because at night time that means you end up spending half the night trying to pass urine on that when you really should be sleeping. The doctors are going to put you on blood pressure tablets to help lower your blood pressure. And the other thing that they're going to do is put you on a tablet, sometimes called Bicor or bisoprolol. And what that does is it tightens up the it tightens up the heart. It actually makes the heart get, it increases the tightness of it. So therefore it's not as saggy and loose as what it was before. There's several members in your family that have got this sort of problem with big hearts, that at a reasonable age, like maybe in their mid-20s, start getting them to go in for checkups. So rather than them getting a surprise at 35 or 40, then your GP can work with you and make sure that they don't end up having this problem. With new medications and the new tests that they can do in the hospital, we can now identify these things at a younger age. If alcohol was one of those things that caused your heart problem or your family's heart problems, then alcohol will be one of those things that it's almost like it's an allergy to your heart. It'd be one of those things where you just have to tell your family members, look, alcohol is not one of the good things for my family, and it's something that maybe we definitely need to avoid. Otherwise you're going to end up like me, having breathing problems and heart problems, and reduce the amount of freedom that you have to do the things that you love doing.